People track the wrong things in life. We focus only on wins and losses. I used to be like that too, and it made me miserable. In today's video, I will show you how I shifted my focus from results to actions, and it turned my life around. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erkka Suvanto. Many of you call me EJ. I'm here on social media to help you grow your business. I want to start by setting the expectations right in the beginning. In the first part of the video, I want to go through some struggles that I had in the past, some of my toxic beliefs, how things used to be, and then I'm going to shift focus more towards future and how I operate nowadays and what really made me change my life. I'm going to go into more detail into some of those personal struggles that I haven't really shared on this channel yet. But let's first start with the past. I used to have a couple of toxic beliefs in my life, of which number one, results only. I used to be one of those wins and losses type of a person. Only the results mattered. I didn't really care about the end result as long as I won. I was extremely competitive. I didn't really even want to consider the option that I lost. My toxic belief number two, I can avoid all the struggles. Why? Number one, because I worked so hard. And number two, I always had the big picture in mind. I thought that I could see around the corner as far as what's going to be there waiting for me. Of course, that's not possible. You could say that I was one of those persons who only looked at one side of the coin. I completely missed the other side. I didn't understand that until life started to happen. One might ask, okay, why is it that you were that way? Because weren't you the person who did a lot of things early in his life? Yes. I always believed in exiting my own comfort zone, doing the hard things that nobody else was willing to do, because I noticed early on when I moved for the first time to the States when I was 19, that when I really did hard things, that's when I learned the most. It wasn't the education, school, or reading books, but when I put myself in tough spots. But the biggest difference was that I was always in control. I made the decision by myself, for myself, saying that this is something I need to do if I want to grow in life. But I couldn't deal with the adversity that was forced upon me. That was the biggest difference. So this is how I used to be. Let's go now more into those details, those real life struggles, the personal adversity that took place that really made me change my whole strategy. When life happens, the best thing that ever happened to me. I got divorced, another relationship ended. I went through a lot of business difficulties with my second reset, personal finances, you name it, over a short period of time. In the beginning, I kept asking myself, why me? What did I do wrong? I should have avoided this, but I didn't understand this. I was living in a tiny little spectrum of our full range of emotions, even though I took pride in the fact that I was the guy who was fearless, always trying to exit my comfort zone. But remember, those were the controlled situations, not when something was forced upon me. If you think about it, if this is our full range of emotions, this is 100 and this is 0. Most of us, I would argue, operate here within a tiny little window. I was avoiding especially this part of the emotion scale. I wasn't prepared. I didn't like the fact that something happened to me. When those bad things were forced upon me, I got angry. I was upset. And then I understood that this is the same thing if I asked a basketball player, a professional NBA player, to go play college basketball. Why would he do that? Yeah, he would avoid these emotions of losing the ball, not always scoring, or whatever the point is. But he would be missing half of his life experiences. When we talk about experiences in life, we are talking about travel, adventures, birthdays, memories with our loved ones. But who says that these bad emotions are bad for us? Maybe that bad thing that happens to you is actually the best thing that can ever happen to you in your life. But I think we are just so scared oftentimes, me included in the past, not to deal with this, because we think automatically that whatever feels bad must be bad for us. But I think it's actually the opposite. Short-term pain oftentimes leads to long-term gain. I'm not talking about physical pain or torturing yourself, of course not. But this is the mental model. When we go through adversity, we learn how to lose. We get humble. When we have humility, we are grateful. And then that leads to happiness. And this is the thing that took me way too long to understand. And hopefully by recording this video, I can pass this message and these learnings to some of you guys so that you don't think the way I used to think in the past. So I was operating here. And my toxic beliefs about wins and losses only and me being able to avoid all the difficulty in life had a lot to do with this. Actually, all of it. When I realized that I would miss half of my life experiences by focusing on results only, I knew that that was the time when I had to do something. So this is what I did. I mapped this out. This is my input-output process. Inputs are the same as actions. Output is the outcome. It's the win or the loss. And like I said, I was the guy who was always trying to win. And I was ignoring, trying to avoid the losses because I wasn't ready to deal with them. So input, your action goes in. This is the so-called process. The magic happens here. This is your 10-year period if you want to be really, really good at something. And then outputs. There's two options. You either get what you wanted in the beginning, so your desired outcome, or you get your story, meaning you might lose. This is one way of presenting it. That's when I realized that actually, no matter what happens, I win either way. Either I get the story, the epic story that I get to tell everybody when I'm 85 or 90 in that retirement home, or I get my desired outcome that I wanted in the beginning. So I win either way. By reminding myself every day that this is a win no matter what happens. I ask myself, did anybody die? Did anybody get sick? If the answer to the first two is no, I'm like, who the fuck cares? It doesn't matter. I get the epic story anyhow. I'll tell you a tiny little story from yesterday. I sold my house. I moved from my big house to a smaller apartment while the new place that I bought is being renovated. So this is a temporary housing for us. And plenty of stuff happened and a lot of things being carried, washer and dryer included. So I hooked them up. I was like, everything is fine. I pressed the start button. Nothing happens. The water hose was kinked up somehow in the back of the machine. And for a fraction of a second, I almost lost it. I almost behaved the way I behaved back in the day. Then I took a deep breath. Okay, embrace the moment. You either get the desired outcome or you get the epic story. These are the moments when nowadays I know how to stop, pause, reflect, embrace the moments, and remember that scale from 0 to 100 as far as the emotions go. I ask myself, what are the chances of me reliving this moment ever again in my life? And the answer is always none. There is no chance. So then I tell myself to embrace it. This is something that you're going to learn from in the future when you look back. So you better embrace. Take all in. These moments don't happen. Maybe my kids are there. Maybe we get to do something together at the same time. But when I realize that it's all about the actions. So when I know if I want to achieve something in my business life, for instance, I only focus on the inputs, meaning the actions. Because I used to be this kind of a guy and desperately wanting the outcome, the desired outcome. Nowadays, when I put all my focus on the inputs that I can control, there's nothing I can do about this. I can only do my best. Let the process take care of itself. And then knowing that I will win no matter what in the end. This gave me so much inner peace that it's not even funny. The single biggest change in my life that I have been able to make over the last 5 years or so. I have two goals in life. When I'm 105, sitting in that retirement home, looking back, no regrets ever. I wish I is what I'm scared the most. And number two, I got to test how good I truly was. Those two goals. And if I go back to our emotion scale, I can't cap any of our emotions like I used to do here in the middle. I need to make sure that I feel the full range of emotions. I'm brave enough to make sure that I get to go to the bottom and also to the top. That's what it requires. So in summary, focus on what you can control, meaning taking the action. Inputs are the actions. Outputs, there are two ways. There's either the win or the loss, or in more positive terms, there's the desired outcome and the epic story. But no matter what happens, as long as nobody died and nobody got sick, you win either way. That's how I look at it. Of course, this is putting it very black and white. There are different shades of gray in the middle, but this has helped me a lot personally to deal with those struggles and that adversity that happens anyhow in life. And if I try to avoid adversity, I'm not living life at full speed. To me, life and entrepreneurship are the exact same thing. My job is to make sure that I go full steam ahead. I floor it, so to say, until something breaks. Then I fix it, then I floor it again. Go full steam ahead. That's what life is all about. And that requires us to feel the full spectrum of emotions. Now I'm going to turn it back to you. What epic stories are you collecting? Let me know in comments. Thank you again for watching, and I'll talk to you again next time.